My dear innkeeper, said the man with the glasses suddenly, it has come to my attention that two ladies passed by this establishment not very long ago. They were heading with alacrity towards Gorsvellen. Lots of people pass through here, stammered the innkeeper. You could not have failed to notice the ladies in question, said the man in the glasses slowly. One of them has black hair and is of exceptional beauty. She rides a raven stallion. The second, younger, with light hair and green eyes, rides a speckled mare. Did they pass through here? No, a plaggart who felt a sudden chill up his spine beat the innkeeper. They didn't come through here. He remembered the swords or he remembered the words of the young girl, danger with grey feathers worn sand. Messenger? A plaggart nodded. Where did you come from and where are you going? Wherever the royal will takes me. The young ladies I mentioned, you wouldn't have met them by chance. No. You're awfully quick to deny it, growled the third man, tall and pale, thin. His hair was black and shiny as if it was greased back, and I don't get the impression that you searched your memory very thoroughly. Leave it, Haim. The man with the glasses gestured. He's a royal messenger, not a troublemaker. What is the name of this establishment, innkeeper? Anchor. And how far does Gorsvellen? What? How many miles? Me, I never measured it in miles, but it must be 3 days' travel. By horse? By cart? Hey, Shorty exclaimed suddenly. He stood and looked out through the mostly open door. Have a look, Professor. Who's that one? Isn't that the man with the glasses also looked outside and his face fell at once. Yes, he whistled. It's him. Positively. We're in luck. It's all fallen into place. We wait for him to come in. He won't come in. He's seen our horses. Shut up, Yaksa. He's saying something. You have a choice. Coming from outside, a voice slightly hoarse but resonant, which a plaggart recognized immediately, rang out. Either one of you comes out here and tells me who hired you and you leave here without any fuss, or the three of you come out. I'm waiting. Bastard, snarled the man with the black hair. He knows. What do we do? Slowly, the man with the glasses put his mug back on the counter. What we were paid to do. He spit into his hand, shook his hand, and drew his sword. Immediately, the other two also drew their weapons. The innkeeper opened his mouth as if to scream, but quickly closed it again upon seeing the cold, piercing look cast by the man in the blue glasses. Everybody sit down, mouths shut, said the man. Aim when the battle starts. Try to surprise him from behind. We're off, friends. The shit's gonna fly. Let's go. As soon as they were outside, the fight began. Groaning stamp, stamping and the clanging of swords could be heard, and then a cry rang out, a cry to make your hair stand on end. The innkeeper paled. The woman with the circles under her eyes let a muffled scream as she clutched her nursling to her bosom. The cat on the bench stood, arched its back, and raised its tail. A plagot, still seated, slid quickly into a corner. His knife was on his lap, but he had not yet removed it from its scabbard. Outside, again, there was the sound, friction on a plank, uh, whistling, and the clanging of of blades. You, shouted someone savagely, and this shout were while followed by a rather salty curse was nonetheless a desperate cry of rage. You, the clashing blades whistled through the air, then suddenly a very loud, piercing noise which seemed to tear the air around it rang out. Around the air around it rang out. It was as if a huge sack of grain crashed onto the planks from one of the ancient posts. The sound of horseshoes was heard, as well as the neighing of the frightened horses. Again, something heavily crashed loudly onto the planks. The fast, he- the fast, heavily, heavy footsteps of someone running echoes in the yard. The woman with the nursling pressed closer to her husband. The innkeeper tried to back further into the wall. A plagot took out his knife, still keeping his weapon hidden under the table. The running man was coming towards the inn. It was clear that at any moment he would be at the door, but before he appeared, there was the whistling of a blade. The man screamed, and immediately after, he staggered into the common room. He nearly fell on the threshold, but managed to stay upright. He took a few steps toward, slowly wavered, and only then collapsed in the very center of the room, sending up a cloud of the accumulated dust between the floorboards. Uh, he fell face first, hands on at his sides, legs bent. He, his crystal glasses crashed onto the floor and shattered in a million bluish pieces. A dark, shining puddle began to spread beneath uh, his now immobile body. They were bad people, said the man with the white hair hoarsely. Hoarsely. And now they are dead. Then the bailiff comes. The might mention he might mention a reward for their heads. Let the bailiff do as he pleases with it. The innkeeper nodded fervently. Maybe, continued the man with the white hair after a moment, some colleagues or friends of these bad people might wonder what happened to them. Tell them innkeeper simply Tell that innkeeper simply say that the wolf ate them, the white wolf, and tell them that they should look behind them often as well. One day they'll see the wolf at their heels.